I think it's worth defining what hybrid is. So much of the hybrid discussion and the headlines simplify it into a simple choice about the number of days you're going to be working in the office and the number of days you're going to be working from home. Actually reducing it to such a binary choice really limits its scope and potential. So taken to its full conclusion, hybrid could offer any number of kind of combinations and possibilities. And Gartner, a global research and business insights company, suggests we take this as an opportunity to move from designing work around location to designing work around humans. So we put the individual as that stable pillar around which we design our working practices. So when we talk about hybrid, we look at 4 core building blocks of hybrid, and the trick is really to work out what's the best blend is going to support our teams and the work they do for our organisations. So first up is location, and this is one that most people focus on. This is about where people are working. That might be at home, it might be in the office, or it could be a much more mobile, nomadic way of working, and that could be centred around one home country, or it could involve kind of complete global freedom. Next up is working pattern. So are we looking at a fixed or scheduled hybrid working pattern? We're going to specify a number of days, or we're going to give people complete flexibility about the pattern they choose to adopt. And we can have the same role for every team or every individual, or we can have different approaches for different parts of our organisations. The third building block is time horizon. So are we looking at our hybrid patterns over a week, or a working month, or even a year? There's some remote companies that really only gather together once a year or twice a year and gather and use that as their connection time. And then lastly, the fourth block is the one that's most often overlooked, and that's about synchronicity. So that's the extent of synchronous versus asynchronous working that we're going to adopt. Asynchronous working, if you're not really familiar with that term, is when people work and communicate with each other, but not in real time. So people complete tasks and they respond within their own working hours, and those working hours can be really different to those of colleagues. So rather than communicating and meeting in real time, asynchronous working might take the form of written communications. It might be commenting and working together on a shared document, sharing voice or video messages, and using platforms like Slack to communicate and then reply when it works for you.